Look at his absolute stillness. He stands frozen for 2 minutes, forcing 100,000 subjects to process the algorithmic tension of a human becoming a statue. This isn't showmanship. His brain overrides instinct. He suspends the fight-or-flight response to achieve a state of total spatial dominance over the massive, screaming collective. Pure neurological control. Observe the taped fingertips. The white tape wasn't fashion, but a geometric focal point designed to track high-speed kinetic motion against his dark silhouette. He was hacking vision. Human eyes track white faster. By optimizing the contrast between his hands and the stage, he weaponized the visual cortex to perceive instantaneous movement. A biological glitch. We must map the trauma. Jackson didn't seek a career. He sought a fortress built on the architecture of childhood negation and survival. Survival was the catalyst. Rehearsals were high-stakes calibrations. The 2:00 a.m. sessions under Joseph were cold reprogramming drills where the threat of deletion outweighed the need for rest. Music was warfare. The belt was a trigger. Physical pain became the biofeedback loop that forced his brain to view sleep as a fatal mechanical defect. Surgical work ethic. He feared the void. Every movement was a kinetic obsession designed to outrun the erasure of being just another expendable human voice. Fear was weaponized. His brain became a processor. He discarded normal social cues to prioritize complex rhythmic patterns and the geometric probabilities of a global stage. Algorithmic genius. The boy was optimized. By age 10, his executive functioning was already tuned for surgical precision in the delivery of world-class biological output. A cold construct. Enter the dark room. Transitioning to his solo career required a total psychological death, stripping away the Motown programming to install a new system. He deleted himself. He isolated his identity. By removing every external influence, he architected an aggressive operating system that prioritized global saturation over human connection. A clinical rebirth. He rewrote his architecture. The changing face wasn't vanity, but a surgical divorce from a lineage that represented his initial state of vulnerability. Anatomical restructuring. Kill the boy inside. He turned the mirror into a laboratory for building the apex construct, a figure with zero ties to his original biological code. The mask hardened. Thriller was an assault. This wasn't about music, but the total market saturation of a planet using a calculated visual and auditory blitz. Absolute dominance. He calculated their steps. He analyzed the rhythmic patterns of James Brown and the geometric precision of Fred Astaire with surgical and obsessive calculation. Obsessive data theft. Every twitch was programmed. He executed high-speed kinetic sequences with zero margin for error, turning his muscles into pre-programmed biological actuators. Zero mechanical failure. Vocal hiccups were triggers. Those glottal stops acted as percussive anchors designed to bypass the conscious mind and hit the listener's dopamine receptors. Biological engineering. He hacked the masses. By utilizing specific acoustic frequencies, he bypassed the ego to achieve a state of collective hypnosis across diverse populations. The frequency king. Neverland was a construct. He built a spatial simulacrum designed to force a temporal reversal of the childhood he had sacrificed to the system. A geometric retreat. He manufactured lost time. It was a biological contradiction, attempting to simulate innocence while running the most aggressive career algorithm in human history. Systems failing. The rhythm broke. Maintaining the apex construct led to a catastrophic breakdown of circadian cycles, requiring surgical intervention just to deactivate. No power off. Preserve the hardware. The oxygen chamber rumors highlight an obsessive need for cellular preservation in a body that could never show signs of decay. Biological denial. His body was machinery. He viewed his biological casing as a high-performance vehicle that required constant tuning and refusal to accept aging. Cold maintenance. His face became neutral. The surgical interventions created a mask of calculated neutrality, serving as a blank canvas for global projection. Projected void. Fame became a trap. By the bad era, his brain had entered a state of permanent hypervigilance, where the world's gaze felt like predatory surveillance. Total sensory overload. His amygdala was hijacked. He could only feel a sense of existence in the vacuum of performance, where the roar of the crowd fed the glitch. Addicted to dominance, the Michael was curated. Every public appearance was a calculated deployment of a persona that had long ago replaced the biological man. A digital ghost. The toll was brutal. Behind the curtain, chronic pain collided with a neurological inability to disconnect from the frequency of his own creation. Catastrophic failure. The processor was overheating. He was a high-speed operating system running on a biological battery that hadn't been charged since his initial childhood. Power critical. He sacrificed his humanity. The data reveals a man who traded biological stability for aesthetic perfection and global dominance at a cellular level. Cold trade. The moonwalk was warfare. It was more than a dance. It was a visual illusion that defied skeletal physics, creating a glitch in the observer's reality. Defying the code. He bypassed limitations. He practiced until his joints achieved a surgical fluidity that overrode normal human skeletal constraints and biological friction. Anatomical override. Brutal repetitive motion. This wasn't talent, but a clinical application of thousands of hours spent overriding every instinctive human limitation. Mechanical evolution. He was an interface. He stood as the singular point where technology, sound, and biology converged into a global stream of pure data. Neurological fusion. Only symbols remain. The final result was a construct that was more data than flesh, reduced to a glove and a hat. Flesh deleted. You cannot turn off. The ultimate cost of becoming the apex construct is that the system never allows for biological sleep or rest. Permanent uptime. The hardware was failing. His final rehearsals showed a man still obsessed with 1% optimizations even as his biological casing began to collapse. System crash. The casing surrendered. Jackson didn't just die. The biological shell finally gave up under the crushing demands of his relentless operating system. Hard drive stop. The glitch lives. In every frame, we see a human who consciously chose to become a calculated biological marvel of the modern age. A refusal to disappear.